So it is official. We are putting the USTC that's held in the wallet on ice. And this is really important moving forward because it changed so quickly, the sentiment towards this proposal. And for me, it was any situation that really ended up as the outcome from this was okay. Realistically, it was okay as long as it gets put to bed. So with that being said, it has passed. It's in the pass section. And like I said, there was a huge turn of events. All nodes decided to move their vote over to a yes and actually support this moving forward. And there's a little bit of controversy around this. And I'm going to try dip my toe in this a little bit for you all and let you know how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling about this currently. So this is a reversible action. And it's very important that we provide a solution that is at least reversible. And by reversible, it means these funds can actually be unblacklisted quite easily through a governance proposal, just the same that we blacklisted them. Now, why is it a good idea to blacklist these at this point? And honestly, if we look at it from a security perspective, we've got a company that is called Risk Harbor. They deal with risk specifically, it's in their name. The claim of losing the keys, not having access, it's all trust me, bro, kind of stuff. And the only thing we can do right now, they've admitted to us they've lost the keys, they're happy for the funds to be blacklisted, and this is the best thing that we could do. So, say, for example, 3 of the multi signature wallet signers have a bad week and they decide to themselves, do you know what? Let's access those funds. They've probably forgotten about them. They're not blacklisted. Let's access them with the keys that we do actually have. And this prevents that. If anybody wants to do anything with these funds in the future, specifically those who have got the keys to this wallet, for example, they're going to need to come over to the chain. They're going to need to speak to the community. They're going to need to propose it. And it's going to need to be a decentralized decision in order to get these funds back to a state where they can move around. So, like I said, there is a bit of controversy, but I supported this. I did vote yes for it just on the basis of I don't want to see any malicious intent ever happen with these funds. If they find the keys, right, at this point, say they find the keys, they can unblacklist the wallet, bish, bash, bosh, cross the T's, dot the I's, everybody's happy, it's reversible. So the controversy, I think, comes with the Terraport situation, and I can understand why they would feel this way. And for me, I've put my response, and my response realistically is probably what a lot of people want to see in order to make a educated decision about such a proposal, right? They should try and work with authorities to bring a document that outlines all of the wallets that are involved and they prove they were part of the hack. Prove it to the validators for the community, bring the evidence to back it up. And I would support such a proposal if the evidence supported the fact and showed that these are the wallets that are responsible for the hack and everything was confirmed. It's at that point we can blacklist funds like that because they're irreversible. It's not an irreversible situation where you're just burning them. They can be unfrozen. So I think, if you're part of the Terraport community, I think maybe you should speak amongst yourselves and get yourselves to a point where you can get a document that outlines this. So I don't think people should get upset. You should always see something as a hurdle. And when that happens, try and approach that hurdle in a manner where you can either go around it, go over it, or go under it. Don't sort of get yourself in a situation where you feel like you wouldn't get support if you was to bring such substantial evidence forward which supported the blacklisting of funds. It's really important that we do all work together wherever we can. And I think this is a good statement to make, especially over what's just happened, for example, because a lot of people would be upset that these have been blacklisted, but the Terraport funds weren't. And it's a very fine line in decentralized finance of, is it going to be my wallet next? And the only reason I supported this was because I've been to the group, I've seen the messages from those who are responsible for it, and I've seen that that is the hard evidence that is available to support that they're happy with this wallet being blacklisted. But ultimately, it's still a reversible action, and that's something we need to understand when we do blacklist, and is it can be reversed. And that's so important. I know I've said it a few times, but it's so important to understand that anything we should do should always be reversible if it's an action which more or less goes against what DeFi is all about. Now, with these funds, at some point in the future, the keys may show up just from this, because they might think to themselves, well, it's a dead end. We can't do anything with them. Maybe we can get some good sentiment towards ourselves from supposedly finding the keys and handing these funds back. There's also talks of some other funds making their way back to our chain and stuff like that. I'm a little bit confused as to what the funds are, where the funds are coming from, but people are humming and hawing about it. It's sort of being whispered in the background. I'm trying to find out more about it, but there isn't a lot of information. There's just sort of these whispers that there's a certain amount of funding that needs to be returned to the chain, and it's not to do with this. What I don't want to see is now people going around looking for different funds that you can try and blacklist, because all of this has just been absolute commotion up until this point, and I'm happy to see this is the end of it. As it stands, my opinion is our blockchain, which is mainly LUNC based, is the most important thing to me. USTC repeg can come later when we've got the ability to actually push something like that forward with the collateral. But right now, it's all about building a strong foundation for us to all grow inside, for everybody to build in, and for us to generate an environment where DApps do want to come and build. People can launch, and if you do come onto this chain, you're not absolutely going to get dunked on by the decline in price from taking coins as payment for your project, and it's never going to work out. So the sooner we get an environment as to which is stable, the better for us. But let me know what you folks think. Let me know what you think about this blacklisting. I think it's really good to just see it get put to bed. It's so important moving forward that we focus on what is to come in the future with all of this chain-owned stuff being developed by the L1. There are a few comments I did forget to mention in the previous video that L1 are going to be returning that 650 million LUNC. What I believe is they're going to propose their spend, which is only $9,000. That will get approved, and then what they'll do is send everything back minus the 9,000. And this way, in my head, you would incur way less taxes, and there's a lot of tax on 650 million LUNC. So there's no point in doing two transactions as to which you send it all back and a little bit gets sent back again. That's two transactions when you could do one. So from my point of view, that's when it's likely going to happen. That's when you're going to go see those funds be returned. Something to take note of right now is the community pool is growing. It's standing strong, and this is really good. This is what we need. We need time to breathe. We need time for all of the weight to come off the shoulders of this chain so it can just breathe for at least a week or two before it starts doing anything else. Like I said, the dynamic commission module's coming. There's so much to look forward to on this chain, and there's not a lot of people that are covering LUNC, but as it starts to pick back up, you'll have more and more influencers covering it. You'll have more of the mainstream covering it, and you'll see more articles. You just have to keep pushing forward. Don't look back. Don't look down. Just push forward. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.